Welcome to another episode of Client Concept. So today I quickly want to talk about a little tool called the SeaSucker. So what is a SeaSucker? The SeaSucker is a mounting system that mounts on the roof of your car with suction cups. This is the bigger model. There are also different models. Basically, if you only have one bike or you only want to mount one bike on your roof, there's also obviously ones for one bike. As you see here, there are two mounting points here in the front. I've set them up, one for a through axle and one for a quick release. So you basically see both of them. You have those inserts here. They can basically pull out. So this one is one for a through axle setup, and you can basically just swap in whatever kind of bike you want to transport. On this side, you'll see there is a quick release setup where you basically just put the screw on top and you tighten it up with this quick release lever here, and you basically put your front fork on here. And then the question is, where does your rear wheel go? There are additional suction cups for that, because you also have different lengths of bikes and different wheel stands. So in my setup, where I'm mounting two bikes, I'm getting basically two of those. So these are here for the rear wheel. And you basically mount it on the top of your car. You open that valve, so you put in your rear wheel, you tighten it up this way, and you're good to go. When it comes to mounting it to the roof of your car, you have to take off this protector. Then you see here the rubber suction surface. I mean, it's quite a rigid but soft surface. And then you just attach it to the top of your car, and you start pumping this little pump here. And you'll notice, if it's suck up to my desk here, at some point the orange space of that little pump is going to disappear in the device or in the mount itself, and it shows you that it is rock solid. So if you notice that during your ride or during your drive that it is losing some air, you will see, I'll let in some air right now, you'll see that the orange indicator is visible again, which means you can basically just again pump it up. If it happens more often during your trip, you might want to check if there's maybe some dirt on the rubber, or maybe a hair or something that's slowly letting some air in. But yeah, never really had any issues with that. There are also, of course, replacement parts. So in case one of those pumps fail, you don't have to buy the whole system, or you don't have to buy a whole new suction cup. You basically just take out the pump out of here, replace it with a new one, and you're good to go. It's a very modular setup. That's what I wanted to say, that you can basically replace individual components here and make it work again. Once you're done and you're packing the thing up, you have those, as I said, those protection lids so that your rubber doesn't get damaged. So when you're storing it, you basically put this on again, and you can throw it into your backpack or a bag, or just to your trunk, or wherever you want to store it. And you can be safe that no damage will be done to the rubber seal. When it comes to build quality, everything is super sturdy. It's very well made. Nothing ever broke on me. It's rock solid. Nothing bends. All those suction cups are well mounted. Yeah, gotta say, never had any problems. Kinda love it. So I gotta say, without the SeaSucker, I wouldn't be cycling today, I strongly assume. The backstory is, I really hate cycling through Berlin. It scares me, it drives me nuts, I'm constantly afraid of my life. So back in the day when I started cycling, when I was thinking about getting into it, I was driving a smart car. Obviously the smart car isn't maybe the best choice when it comes to carrying and transporting a bike from A to B, so from within the city center to a place like Grunewald or something, which is normally I would say a 20-minute car ride outside of where I'm living. But SeaSucker came into play. And it's a weird thing, I gotta say, that you put a bunch of suction cups on top of your car, and then you mount basically you take the front wheel out, you mount your bike on top of your car, you attach it to this thing that's attached via suction cups, and then even you mount the front wheel. You can put it in the trunk, but there are also some little add-ons that you can add to your setup, and then you can actually add the front wheel also on top of your car. So just to give you an idea how that looked like, this looked kind of ridiculous. At times I basically had my girlfriend's and my bike on the smart car, and it looked like this. Overall, it pretty much kickstarted my cycling journey because I was getting out into nature with the bike. I wasn't basically held back on not wanting to ride, because I would have had to cycle through the city for 30 minutes in between cars and everything, which was scaring me, especially in the very beginning. And I was exploring nature, I was getting out. I mean, we've been doing like those Grunewald tours, which is a nice area outside of Berlin, between basically Berlin and Potsdam, but also other destinations that are maybe like an hour or an hour and a half car ride away. We actually even took the bikes on top of the car in the smart car, driving from Berlin to Frankfurt, which is pretty much a 5-hour drive. So you're kind of limited, I think, legally to only drive up to 120 or 140 kilometers per hour, just to be safe. I wouldn't do any faster anyways, because it just feels weird that all this mass is attached via 4 front and 2 rear suction cups. But still, we've been basically doing those rides, never ever had any problems, never had anything falling off. Suction cups even didn't get loose. I think one maybe in one ride got loose because I think the top of my car wasn't properly clean in that particular spot, but that didn't really matter because I still have 3 other very strong suction cups holding everything in place. So yeah, we've been doing a bunch of rides and a bunch of trips and long trips with that setup. Always felt weird, but never had any issues. So now I switched cars from the smart car into a bigger, what is it called, a combi, or in America is it a sedan? I don't know, I think so. Where basically I'm just throwing my bike into the trunk and it's all good. But still, if I would now have to go on a bigger trip with a bunch of luggage in my trunk, I would consider using the SeaSucker again, just putting it up on the roof, bikes in there, luggage in the back of the car, and yeah, I think should all be fine. So yeah, I hope that might help some of you who have been maybe on the fence if they should give it a try, to give the SeaSucker a try or not. By the way, I've also seen that there are a bunch of copies on Amazon and on AliExpress. They might all work fine. I don't know, I haven't tested them, but to be honest, maybe that's not the right place to save money, I gotta say, because you're on the highway, especially in Germany, people are driving fast. You don't want your bike flying off your roof at 140 kilometers an hour and crashing into another person's car, causing accidents. So maybe try to be safe, invest in the real deal. And yeah, I would say that that's pretty much for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like it, subscribe if you want more of that kind of content. Drop me something in the comments for the algorithm, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.